Oh, this uploaded. Oh shit.
What?
It did it.
Oh, you already live?
Yep. It don't matter. We're setting it up. That's what the whole point of going live is about. All right, guys. So listen. Get in there.
Did you want to be on live? What do you think?
If you want, man, go ahead.
I don't, bro.
Okay, just forget about it. Let's just fucking do this thing.
Unless
if they want to listen to it, go live so people can listen to it at least.
Okay.
So people can listen at least.
Okay.
And I would lean up against that.
Yeah, I got you, Pete. I just wanted to know if you wanted to go live.
All right, guys. So this is another episode with for the old breed, and yes, Furby's back because we had a really good discussion, and we want to do it again. We want to stay consistent. We want to, for all the people that want to listen to us and hear our back and forth. This is what we're doing it again. Let's see. Boom, bam.
Did you want your page to be tapped in here? That way,
go ahead.
Yeah. Where's your phone?
Wait. No. Just go.
No, just your logo on there, and people see it come through, and they'll just follow you.
Okay, what do I gotta do? Do I have?
You don't have another phone.
I don't have another phone. No.
All right, cool. Yeah, you can't do it. You can't do it. All right, we're on, bro. It's not in there, is it?
We're up. All right, everybody. This is another episode of For the Old Breed. I'm Frank, and this is Furby. What's up, Furb?
Not much, man. Not much. Nice day out today.
All right. So listen, man. We had a good conversation. Last time. So we're gonna talk about the same thing, the stuff that I like to talk about. Of course, I always love to talk about the differences between men and women. I love to talk about business. Whatever you want to talk about. What do you want to talk about today?
To be honest, usually, man, you know how a relationship is. I come pick your brain, and then I run my mouth. You give me some feedback.
Mm-hmm.
So, you always talk about status, and we kind of touched on this the last episode.
Yes.
And I kind of compared it to respect. Usually, when you say status, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you what gave you the experience, or what experience do you have to make you come to those conclusions? Because I know you stand on the things you say. You say it over and over. It's the same. You never change who you are in a way of where it's like you falter away from your morals and ethics. Where did you learn and understand clear that status, that respect type of thing as a man, and that alpha male that you always talk about?
So I think I learned a lot of it, man. I just learned in the Army, to be honest with you,
okay.
Because when I was in the Army, I had that type of position where I was in charge of a lot of dudes. I just took it for granted. I was like, okay, well, this is just my job, right? But I found out that, what I always say is leadership educates. So you become a leader when you lead people, and people have certain expectations of you, So I actually learned that in Guatemala, to be honest with you, man. I went to Guatemala with the Army.
Yeah.
We ran a basic training. So while I was over there, these people were looking at us like we were from another planet, basically. And I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on here? So what I did, man, of course we have the phones. So I went into YouTube, and I got into basically, really, it was just pickup, men picking up women. That's how it started. The psychology between men picking up women, right?
Okay, got you.
And then from then on, I took that and I took clinical psychology. I started to study clinical psychology, evolutionary psychology. I put all that shit together, and I was like, I basically had a final product. So everything that I've been through in my life, from running my business to being in the Army to being married, made me the man that I am today. So when I go out, my frame in my head is strong. I feel like when I go out, feel like I'm the most interesting person there.
Every
in my
time?
mind.
Okay.
It's not like it's in my mind,
No,
bro.
no.
I just feel confident. I don't know what it is. It's something that's it just comes out from. I know I'm competent. Men are
Right.
competent. If a man knows he's done something in his life, he's competent.
Right.
You know, like when a fucking movie star comes out, everybody kisses her ass because like he's a movie star. He has that certain, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That status.
He's got that status.
Okay.
It's like they don't even have to try. Like I've heard, you know how Drake picks up women. This is what I've heard. He basically invites a shit ton of women in one big ass room. He doesn't even talk to them. He just invites a shit ton.
That.
Yeah, because he's fucking Drake.
Yeah, I heard
what
about
the fuck?
But you think that's true? I believe it's true.
It's definitely true. Like why would they?
Why wouldn't it be true?
I mean, look at Leonardo DiCaprio. He doesn't date, I think, any older than 25. As soon as they turn 25, she's out. She gone.
Why are you saying that?
I'm just saying that's him. Obviously, those are very, very high status men. Okay. That's the highest status. Okay. That's the less.
So there is certain levels to the status. Okay.
Listen,
break this down, P, because I hear you talk about this all the time. So that status, there's certain levels. It's not like, okay, you're just this guy. You made it to this amount of. Is it a money thing? What is it?
It's a money thing. It's an experience thing. Okay. It's an attitude. It's a belief that you have within you. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said. It's like, look, man, you were in the army. Mm-hmm. There's nothing harder, the hardest things I did were in the fucking army. Like, bro, like you can tell me all day long that you did this and you did that and the life was hard. Bro, I was in a fighting position for 9 days in Afghanistan. Right. All right, we got attacked the third day. Like I lived in a fucking hole. I had to shit wherever I could on a fucking mountain, on a combat zone. Mm-hmm. Then not just that, just the entire lifestyle of the army, especially when you're on deployments, especially when you're doing combat patrols, the real shit. You get dropped off of fucking Chinook into unknown territory. I've already done it. I've lived it. So nothing's going to be harder. I'm here. I feel like I'm on easy mode. This is fucking easy mode.
Okay.
I just got to work. I just got to work because now I'm not in the army anymore. I have to develop status. So I have to make money because there's certain things that I want.
So how do you develop status? How does a person develop status?
You develop status by working hard and doing things that people don't want to do. I mean, that's why it's so hard being in fucking business because you gotta, you know this.
Yeah.
You gotta eat shit for a long time.
Yeah.
The problem is most people are not willing to eat shit. Yep. You know, it's like
or look crazy or look like the person that's doing the same thing over and over and over, and it doesn't look like it's gonna pop. You know what I mean? You're right, bro. Eat shit. You gotta keep going.
It's a process, man. Success is a fucking process. I know this why. So experience. So I built my business with my ex-wife. It took us 24 years to get to where we are. So when people look at me, they're only looking at me for the stuff that I have now. They're not looking at the time that it took for me to get here from point A to point B. That's the fucking big problem.
Right.
I'm pulling up in a motherfucking nice suit in a motherfucking Porsche with fucking smoking hot chicks next to me. It's like, yeah, bro, this wasn't overnight.
Exactly.
And I'm still fucking grinding because now I'm trying to get to the next level.
But are you willing and are you here now to tell people and share what it does take to get to pulling up in a nice car and having a good business partner and because we talk about that a lot. It's like, look, a lot of people see what they see, but you're big on you want them to see what the ingredients, how it's going, not the sauce, but what it takes to go get the ingredients, to actually go get the, you know what I mean, the meat and the bones of it. So what is some of those things that it takes, bro? Like, I know consistency working and just knocking it out, but what are some of those mentalities? What are some of the things you've had?
All right, so we started a second business. We started a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy, right? So the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy, it's actually, I'm a partner, I'm an investor, but it really goes to my son.
Right.
So this is totally separate. So, I don't want people to, because as far as like my politics, I wouldn't want my politics to affect this business. These are my politics. This is the way that I think. But point being is, I told you, I started this fucking podcast because I want to help better young men. I want to show them that there is a way of doing certain things, right? So I started this business. We've had the business for about a year. We pay our bills. The business is doing great. The numbers are looking good. But as far as it making money, like I'm getting paid, no, I'm not. But it will.
Yeah.
It will. It just takes time. It's just for us. It's a thing of we're getting more and more students. Traction. And then it just starts to snowball. So I think within the next year, let's say within the next 6 months, we're gonna be fucking right on the money. But okay, so I told you offline, had a problem with the fucking air conditioning. It was fucking hot as balls in there.
Yeah.
The parents were complaining. This is an entrepreneur thing. This is a fucking super simple entrepreneur thing right here. Dude, they were all red. I was like, I'm going to lose my fucking members because they started to complain. The fucking kids are sweating their balls off.
You need air conditioning in any type of gym in Georgia.
Bro,
anywhere in America at this point.
Yeah, we bought fans. We did all kinds of shit to try to bring the temperature down. But, there was a heat wave.
Right.
So I was like, all right, fuck it. Let's buy portable units. Bought the fucking portable units, right?
Yeah.
Okay, ordered one. Hey, what do you know? It didn't come in. It got lost. We could have waited another week. I said, no, fuck that. I'm going to Home Depot right now and buying 2 portable air conditioning units. We're going to set them up. We set them up. It lowered the temperature. It was still fucking hot as balls. Right. I'm like, I got to fix this shit. I got to fix it. I got to figure it out as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner. I got on top of the fucking roof, Fur.
Yeah, you sure did.
I looked at the fucking roof. It's made out of tin. I said, there's got to be something I can do about this. Because I was thinking inside. But then I was like, let me go outside. So I went to Home Depot. I bought a paint that covers that fucking tin roof.
Yeah. And for those that don't know, the tin roof is gone. It's literally retains the heat.
Yeah, it's like a hot house.
It retains the heat.
Yeah.
Just breaking it down. So y'all got the.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I went to fucking Home Depot. I bought the fucking paint. I got my dumbass up there. My son and I, we painted the rooftop. My point is, I could have waited. I could have paid somebody to do it. I could have waited and then, let me get a quote. No, fuck that. You take action right there, right now. We dropped the temperature.
Initiative.
Yeah, take initiative like we did in the Army.
Yeah.
Take action. Take the objective. Bro, we brought that shit down from 99 degrees to 81 degrees.
God damn, that's a big difference.
That's a huge difference.
That's a big difference in a Brazilian jiu-jitsu gym.
And just for kids' classes, man, I gotta have my kids gotta be comfortable, man.
It's comfortable in there now.
Cause when I have kids' classes, the parents they don't leave. They're there, so it's kind of like a show. Like they're watching you teach their kids jiu-jitsu. They're watching every move you make, so it's kind of like a show.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So these are the things that I'm telling you guys. It's like this is the shit that I'm doing. It's like this is fucking grinding. This is the shit that you don't see. When I'm here at fucking 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning doing a fucking rush job because it has to go out, I fucking do it myself. I'm not paying somebody to do it. That's the fucking point. Like, people think you go into business, you're going to work less. No, you're going to work double, triple, because there are times where you're not fucking getting paid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
A lot of times. Yeah.
Most of the time,
A lot of times. We talked about this offline. There's a difference between making money and getting money. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
A lot of those times you are working those jobs. It's like, I may not be getting paid right now, but this is where the money gets made. Like I said, man, every time you go somewhere, you handing out your brand, handing out your shirt. And I picked up on that. I'm like, man, he's making money right now. He may not be getting the money, but he's making money. Mm-hmm. Somebody's going to wear that shirt. Somebody's going to. And it always makes sense. It always makes sense. It always comes back. It makes sense when you do that.
It's guerrilla marketing on the purest fucking level, man. Like, I'm giving you something. Psychologically, you owe me because I just gave you something. You see what I'm saying?
At least to Google it. At least to look it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Some people
or wear it. Yeah. Some people going to wear it to the gym.
Yeah.
I love running in these shirts.
Mm-hmm.
I love running in them. Somebody always asks me something about it. It's they're conversation pieces too.
Listen, even the simple business card, which a lot of people don't do anymore because everything was on the phone, but it's like, if you're going to give somebody a business card, give somebody a quality business card. I see these shit that it's like toilet paper. I'm like, I'm going to grab that fucking piece of shit and it's going right in the garbage. My business card is thick.
I know.
It's nothing but branding. It's
your business card, you know what? I know what it reminds me of. Those big coins you get in the military for doing shit, because I got a couple of them, and when I'm looking at your cards, I was like, God damn, these cards you want to put on your dresser.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because they look nice.
And I got business cards that I do at my business. I do them for like $2.25 a card because they're basically wooden cards.
I mean, they're nice though.
If that doesn't fucking make an impression, I don't know what the fuck is. Yeah. You know, I had a guy one time hand me a metal fucking business card. He was probably paying $3.50, $4 a card. But imagine you talk to an important client, that dude's not going to lose that fucking business card.
He's not.
he's gonna keep that shit forever.
That's real.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
absolutely right about that, bro.
So these are the things that I like to talk about. Now, as far as when it comes to it, and I was actually talking to my business partner about this today, about this thing with, you know, men and women and all that good stuff. As far as like for young men, for guys, start a fucking business. Start a business. You know what I always tell you: don't chase women, chase excellence. If you chase excellence, the women gonna come. They're gonna come.
They're gonna saying that shit for decades.
They'll come. So, like I said, that's what I try to do in my life. You know, like I fucking just try to focus on what the fuck I got going on, because all that stuff is gonna come with it. You know, but all these guys out there are like, dude, you're just trying to get ass.
But what do you want though? What do you want? See that you is it? Do you just want ass? What is it that you want?
Man. Everything that comes along with
what
life,
is excellence? Is a better way of asking
excellence. Listen, man. But that's the thing. It's like people continue to say this thing about, well, money doesn't bring you happiness. I'm like, bro, you got money, you can manipulate the world. That's all I gotta say.
That's a fact.
If you got money, you can manipulate the world. So if people say that money doesn't bring you happiness, you're out of your fucking mind. Because I've been poor, and I fucking hate being poor.
Yes.
Right? But when you got money, you can do what you want when you want. You make your own rules. You make your own rules when you have money. Right?
Yeah, to an extent.
But at the same time, you got to be willing to fucking sacrifice. You got to be willing to fucking grind. You got to be willing to be working 24/7. I mean, I go to sleep and I'm thinking about shit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure you're the same way.
Right. Yes. You know.
Right.
You know that.
You got to.
Yes.
You got to. If you want to be, you know, if you want to be a savage man, you got to do savage shit. Right.
So. For you want so if I'm getting this, you definitely want to continue to be working and bettering yourself. I know that. I know that, but I want to be clear.
For sure.
And you definitely want to be rich for sure. See, a lot of people, that's something that we should talk about. A lot of men, you know, don't understand, like they haven't been clear to themselves saying, I want to be rich for sure.
Yeah.
Like once you know what I mean? That is an important thing to say. Because some people think there's some type of stigma that there's some God out there that wants you to be poor. You know what I'm saying? That we get in our culture a lot. You know what I mean? Like it's like no God wants you to be poor. Nobody wants you to be poor.
The media tells us that, Ferb. The media fucking tells us that shit all the time. They think it's a fucking 1960s fucking civil rights movement. It's fucking 2022, Ferb.
What do you mean by that?
Motherfucking Rick Ross is fucking a billionaire.
Right.
Jay-Z is a fucking billionaire. Oprah's a fucking billionaire. Rihanna's a fucking billionaire. I mean, anybody.
Even the what's her name? The Kardashian sister. You can't even hate on them. They making their money.
I mean, listen, I'm not telling you that the fucking, you know, the world is perfect.
You can't hate on the Kardashians. You heard what I said, Pete.
She's a billionaire. I'm telling you, it's like
he don't like the Kardashians.
I just think that's what, you know, I think a lot of women, because I hear this, especially from younger women, you know, they always say, well, what about Kim Kardashian? Even she said she's fucking unhappy about her life choices.
So happiness is in your definition of excellence as well.
I mean, obviously. Okay. I mean, with sanity, with happiness comes sanity, right?
So you're gonna have to have your finances right. You gotta continue to move like a machine,
always
well-oiled machine, and you gotta have some happiness in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you gotta do hard things too. You gotta
to challenge yourself.
No, and you gotta do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You gotta fucking work out. You gotta run. You gotta push your body all the time.
Health.
Maybe go fucking camping. I don't know. Spend the night in the woods. See what it's like.
Yep.
Do hard things.
Do different shit.
Right? Go without.
Leave your comfort zone.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But in this era where everything is computerized, and there are fucking geeks that are fucking making money online. The problem is that fucking geek can get out of a fucking Lambo. You're still a fucking geek. I'd rather get out of a fucking Lambo and be like that. I want to be like that motherfucker. That's what I want to be.
All right, be clear. What are you talking about? What's the difference? What's the difference?
You get more respect. Respect is status.
No, I'm saying, what is the difference in the geek, the IT geek that got out the Lambo, and who's this other person that you're saying? Describe this other person.
The successful guy that's charismatic, that has an incredible.
Okay, so your bravado.
Yeah,
your bravado.
A great personality that attracts people. Nobody's attracted to some fucking goofy bastard who's never done anything hard in his life.
Yeah.
Nobody's attracted to that.
Okay.
They're always attracted to the fucking the hero story, right? When the guy turns into a hero. What's it called? A hero's journey. starts from nothing and
Right.
then becomes somebody like Batman, right? Well, that motherfucker was a billionaire, so fuck, not him, but the hero's journey, right?
Like LeBron James.
There you go.
Like LeBron James.
Like there you go. Or let's say Michael Jordan. For me, Michael Jordan, because that's more my era.
Nah, we're gonna stick with LeBron.
Fuck LeBron. I like
bro,
fucking
you ain't
Jordan.
finna do that over here.
Jordan's
LeBron,
a king.
You
Jordan's a
fucking,
king.
Jordan is not the king.
Come on, bro.
LeBron is.
Come on,
You're not
bro.
gonna do that, Pete.
All right,
You're not gonna do that.
Well, you're a basketball guy, so I respect it because I'm more. I like European
LeBron
football.
is an excellence guy. Fuck basketball.
Listen, he's a billionaire.
He's an excellent
definitely
guy.
listen. Yeah, great. So yeah, man, all that stuff, all the stuff that we're talking about, it's like, yeah, you gotta better yourself. If you want to be better, you gotta work for it. Work for it. You know, put the money in. And listen, at the same time, if you are that geek that's making money on crypto or whatever the fuck you're doing, that's fine. That's fine. I'm talking about for the guys, like I said, it's called For the Old Breed for nothing. It's about men that like to be men. That's it.
Okay.
I like being a fucking dude. I like being
What are some of the characteristics of a manly man?
Having your own opinions and standing by them, being in fucking hard situations, having a fucking hard life, living a hard life.
So
you know
you already disqualified if you didn't come from a hard life.
I mean, if you haven't lived a fucking hard life, fucking do something, like I said, do something hard.
Okay, got you. So you don't have to be in a that's a good point that people don't think about. You don't have to be in a fucked up, born into a challenging or fucked up situation to challenge yourself. For instance, like your son Elijah, who's a beast in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
He may have had his parents in his house and he's seen a good businessman, but he's still always challenging himself. Every time I see him, he's doing something new or working towards. So that's a good point. Cause I was gonna call your card on that. I was gonna be like, what about the kids that, we work hard for our kids to not have that challenging foundation? But you're saying your foundation doesn't have to be challenging for you to go out there and find other things that challenge you.
Listen, my son has had, he was raised by his mother and his father. He had a good childhood, he's a great guy, but he's taken Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu on his own. Yeah. And his dad didn't help him do it. He did it himself. But he did it himself because he had an example. He had a mother and a father that busted their asses all his life so he could have a better life. So that's how he got his work ethic. But that's the problem we could even get into race right now. That's the problem with the African American community. The lack of and the Hispanic.
What's wrong with the Spanish, the black and the Hispanic community
here in this country? The Spanish, and the African American, the lack of fathers. More fathers. We need more fathers in our home. We need more fathers. Why? Listen, think about this. A man, and I noticed this because I was raised by my mother, but I developed feminine characteristics. Like somebody would push me and I would start yelling and fucking getting all dramatic. That's not a male characteristic. Men are supposed to be stoic. Men are supposed to be under control. That's something that your father teaches you, not your mother. Your mother takes care of you.
Real, bro.
She tells you everything's okay. The father tells you you're a fuck up. Get your shit together. Get it right. Be tough. You see what I'm saying?
Get the fuck back up.
It's the dichotomy, Ferb.
Right.
It's the dichotomy of women and men.
But you hit on what about those men like you and I who were raised by our moms? My stepfather came in my life as well, but it was a long time where it was just my mom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know exactly what you mean. You do get feminine tendencies. That doesn't mean they have to stay with you forever.
Exactly.
But I say that to say, what about those people that never had a male influence?
Join the army.
Join the army. Is that the only option?
And I can't even say that with a straight face anymore because the army now they're turning into like a social experiment too. I mean it's ridiculous. Yep. People are talking about it. Well, maybe some people don't want to talk about it. When I was in the army, I was in the infantry. It was all dudes. That's it. It was all dudes. Okay. Why? Because men are built for battle, right? And then they integrated to where women could go into the infantry. Listen, I've said it before. If a female wants to be in the infantry, you're not going to eat. You're going to be tired. You're going to be hot. You're going to be fucking ruck marching all the time. Yep. It's not a good life, man. It's a life of fucking pain. right?
I already know. Yes.
And men are built for combat.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I always say about the differences between
So you
men
basically saying you disagree with
the men and the women in the infantry. For sure.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. There was a lot of people that disagree with that. I don't think it's a good idea either. I would have never made that call. That's how I'm gonna say it. I would have never in a million years it wouldn't happen if I was in that position of power, but I wasn't. You feel what I'm saying? So, but we do give our opinions, and I don't agree with it at all. There's certain things in a woman's anatomy that you can't control. That just wouldn't.
But
make
even
sense.
in the army,
that wouldn't make sense.
You know that even in the army for the integrated units, you know the units that some of the units that you were in, right? You had females.
Mm-hmm.
They go into the field after the third day. They have to go back because they have to be able to shower.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
I think it was 3 days.
Yep.
So for us, they don't give a fuck about us. We'd be out there for 2-3 weeks. You know, without. I mean, I didn't shower in Afghanistan. Maybe once a month.
So do you think, or is it more of they're not capable, or do you think it wouldn't help the mission? I mean, I guess that's the same question.
There are certainly,
you think they're not capable of doing it?
I'm sure there are women that can do it, but winning our nation's wars is not a social experiment.
The juice is not worth the squeeze.
Yeah, it's about winning our nation's wars and battles, and that's what we want. But like I said, this is politicians fucking playing their fucking games. They've never done it, but they want to tell us how to do it. It's like, nah. But listen, but everything is like that now. That's why I said you can't say anything.
You just said some shit. They ain't never did it. Want to tell you how to do it.
But listen, everybody will get canceled. That's why you can't say anything. That's why I was telling you this thing about on the last episode about the NBA and the WNBA. It's the same thing. I don't watch the fucking MLS. I could give two fucks about the MLS. The most competitive soccer in the world is in Europe. Yeah. In Italy and Spain and in the English Premier. That's where Messi's from. That's where Ronaldo, that's where they play at. I don't give a fuck about the MLS. I could care less. And I'm like you when it comes to soccer. You're a basketball fanatic. I'm a soccer fanatic. Yeah. But I want to watch the very best.
That's all I want to watch too.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. But it's like you get fucking like you're hated.
But people now let's say this: you ain't getting hated because you got to remember when some of those people like those things, like let's say you like the Atlanta Dream, right? Mm-hmm. For instance, you know we deal with the nonprofit and everything. So back in the day, there was a Back to Basics Kids Foundation. They took these girls to go see the Atlanta Dream, and of course we talking finances. We know why it was easy. It probably was a little easier to pull those strings than to get them to the Hawks, right? Mm. But that being said, I've always remembered and had a certain I like the Atlanta Dream. I want to see them win. You know what I mean? Because of that, and that's more of like a community feel. What about those people that love their clubs or they love their teams just because it's the community? They may not be the excellent team. You ain't into that. You only want to see the best, or
it's not that.
You're Chilean. Right?
I was only giving you facts as far as the WNBA and the NBA because you can't have a chick that plays in the WNBA. You can't expect for her to make as much as what the players in the NBA make.
Who expects that? Who wants that?
Bro, it was all over the media. It's just the same.
Who?
Bro, CNN was talking about it. They've been talking about it. This whole thing with the fucking gender, the wage gap. The wage gap is a myth.
It has something to do with
all that fucking bullshit.
Well, all right.
They've been lying to us.
Hold on. The wage gap is a myth.
It is a myth. It's been debunked 1,000 times.
Okay.
You want me to explain it?
Yes. For the people that's listening.
All right.
I've talked to you about
said
this.
I already said it before, but I'll say it again. See if you guys can fucking marinate on this shit. So they say for every dollar that a man makes, a woman makes 70%, right? 70 cents on the dollar. So for every dollar that I make, a woman only makes 70 cents. So if I have a business, if I'm a business owner, why don't I just hire all women and save 30%? See, that's why it doesn't exist. Not to mention the fact that you're talking about in fields that the fields that you're talking about, STEM, engineering, mathematics, right? That's male dominated. Let's say teaching, nursing, liberal arts. That's dominated by women. So what they're telling us is, yeah, that's the reason why some men do make more. And as a matter of fact, not even now, they've done the studies, single women, educated women actually make more than men. So the whole wage gap is a lie. Men work more hours. Men work more dangerous jobs, right? That's a fact. Why? Because women, at the end of the day, they have choices. If I can make more fucking money, dude, I'll work every single day, every day as much as I can. Most women, and I say most, so some women don't get fucking hurt.
Thank you, Pete.
They're like,
not all women.
They're raising children. They're maybe in a relationship. They got other shit going on in their life. So that's why I'm saying men and women are totally different.
You like to say that. You like to say men and women aren't equal.
They're not equal. They're different. They're different. I don't know if they're equal. I mean, there's a lot of shit that women that I can do that women can do. Vice versa.
Right.
There's a lot of things that in my business that my business partner does a lot better than I do. A lot better.
A lot.
Like the graphics, she does all that stuff. Know. So that's what I'm saying.
So talk to you about that.
So she's an asset. She's an asset. Listen, any woman you have is an asset to any fucking business. It has nothing to do with gender.
Yes.
And absolutely nothing to do with gender. So that's what I'm saying. That's why it's a myth. It's a lie. Is it what with most women that are graduating? 70% of the people that are graduating colleges today are women. Black women are some of the most educated women in the United States, bro.
True.
So where's the inequality? Where is it? Are you telling me that I'm not gonna hire you because you're a woman? I don't really care. If I'm which like I already said.
I think there's particular cases where there's not equal opportunity, where there are some people that are just complete idiots that wouldn't hire somebody that's
but
better.
There is, but
those are not exactly, and that's what they're not going to prosper, and that's where you see those people getting their ass sued and all that. So I do get where some of those people talk and they bring awareness to it, but I guess you're saying like statistically that shit doesn't even make sense, because how in the world? Basically, you're saying. The reason why they're not getting paid more is because the jobs that the women are working are lower paying jobs than what what statistically men are working.
Yeah, and
as a whole.
And we talk about it as men, we will basically be like, yeah, dude, you got to pay me like this much. Women, they are more agreeable. So if like, well, I'll pay you 15. They'll be like, okay, well, I'll pay 15.
I don't know about that, dog. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that.
But the studies Mike Jordan Peterson, he's a clinical psychologist. He says that men are less agreeable than women.
Or is he just talking about particularly in the terms of agreeing to like salary, or are you talking about period?
Pretty much. I think many things, but salary is a big one.
We're gonna have to ask the people when they watch this to leave a comment like, do y'all think men are more agreeable or women are more agreeable?
Listen.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was starting a business, I'd rather have women working for me. If they were the same exact quality of a person, the only difference was men and women. You know what I mean? I'm taking a woman.
Yeah, but because women are better socially. A woman, you can go into a room. A woman can read a room better than a man can. They're more socially calibrated. Why? Because women are about people. Men are about machines. That's why we make great mechanics, engineers, all that stuff. We build bridges because we're mechanical. In our brain, we're mechanical, right? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's like people keep talking about equality. It's like, yeah, as far as like men and women have the same rights. They have the same rights. Like in America, like what rights? What are things that women can't do that men can do now? What?
I'm trying to think. What
is it? No,
I can't think of one. And you want to know? We're gonna kind of bring this up. Roe v. Wade, right? Because I had my own opinions on that. Because we did on the Get Legit podcast, on our podcast, we talked about men's reproductive rights. You know what I'm saying? Did you see that episode? And we were talking about that, and a lot of people that's just a sensitive issue right now with women, because they feel like nobody should tell them they couldn't have an abortion. And that's not what I'm asking your opinion. You can give it if you like. But the whole thing I was looking into, I was like, I looked at it as men don't have. We're gonna talk about men. Men don't have any reproductive rights
at all.
It doesn't exist.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. The moment you have sex with a woman, you forfeited your reproductive rights if that seed touches that egg. Period.
Yeah.
Legally, there's nothing. You know what I mean? If you don't want to think about it, there's so many ways. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I can really think of. I know that's terrible, and that's the government suppressing women when they say they don't have the right to getting an abortion. That's a system suppressing. But if you're talking about rights that they don't have, that we don't, I can't think of any. You know what I mean? Now, if other people can, they should leave it in the comments. You know what I mean? Last time they was letting you know they wasn't fucking with your ass, P. They said you a little crazy.
All right, so as far as this goes, as far as Roe versus Wade, so if you want to be pragmatic about it, what's going to happen is the only thing that the Supreme Court is doing is bringing it back to the states.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
So listen, we're going to look at it, be pragmatic. So California is a red state. So most likely it's a blue state. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
It's a blue state. So what's going to happen is you can go to California and get an abortion in California. But if Georgia, which Georgia is actually becoming a blue state now, if they decide to ban abortions here in Georgia, you just can't have an abortion in Georgia, but you can go somewhere else. I mean, we got 50 states.
Yeah.
And we got plenty of Democrat-held states.
And you know, it's another good thing, and I'm not saying that telling women what to do with their body is good, but another good thing about that whole overturning, in my opinion, was one, of course, yes, now the power is in the smaller government. And that's just, I don't know if you agree on that. I like the smaller government, the better. You know what I mean?
Of course, so less government.
That being said, like, now you have to pay attention to who your senator is instead of looking up here at freaking fucking frack. You know what I mean, at the top. But you have to pay attention to who your senator is. So who you're voting for makes a difference now, which I think that's going to put a more of effect on states like Georgia, like whereas like we're on the teeter-totter. You know, of course, we're gonna be a blue state in no time. You feel what I'm saying,
bro? But I can't even listen, man. I can't even trust our government at this fucking point. I mean, you know that Biden got 10 million more votes than fucking Obama. How does that fucking happen? Biden, bro. I mean, I'm no conspiracy theorist here.
That's your uncle, Biden. Your uncle.
He's an idiot. Like, really, it's an embarrassing. This is the leader of the free world. And like I said, I'm apolitical. I don't give a fuck.
Do you feel the president of the United States is still the leader of the free world?
I don't really know, man. I honestly don't know what to say about
that position.
No, you're definitely an ambassador. Yeah, you could fucking send.
You're an ambassador. Yeah,
you could send men to war. If you're the president of the United States of America, you can send men to war.
But the bravado of that position.
It's the biggest one. Of course it is. Yeah. Bro, you know how much...
Even with these guys in it?
You're still the leader of the free world.
Yeah, you are.
We have the most powerful military in the world, second to none. We can wage war on...
But war is not always just boots on ground no more, people.
I know, but the problem... You know what the thing is with that, though, Ferb? We've been fighting war for fucking 20 years. We literally make American Spartans here in this country. And that's what people don't really realize that. We got Fort Benning, Georgia, which is home of the infantry. We got fucking Fort Stewart. You got home of the 75th Ranger Regiment. You got 3rd Infantry Division. Like, American boots hit the ground, we fucking mean business.
You don't give any credit to the technology war and all these different type of social wars they're using with social media, different things like that.
Yes, the media's doing that all the time. I mean, we talked about the fucking COVID-19.
Right.
They've been pushing this shit for like fucking 2 years. Put thousands and thousands of fucking people out of work. Right? Yeah. But do you think bureaucrats give two fucks? I mean, Senator or whoever, he still gets his fucking check at the end every 2 weeks, I'm sure. Right? But they can tell us we have to shut our fucking doors. That's why I hate fucking politicians. Because they can tell me to shut my doors. I'm not getting any money. I gotta support my family. They're fucking up there telling me I gotta shut everything down. They still fucking draw a check.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? The hypocrisy in that?
That is a lot of hypocrisy. But anytime you're in a position of a governing body, that's gonna happen, bro. Especially when you're trying to push a democracy, but it's really capitalism. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people think.
No, man, they're pushing socialism, Furby. That's the thing, man.
No, they're pushing socialism, but what makes America great is capitalism. Okay, if that makes sense.
Let's get a little bit more controversial here. You know that the Black Lives Matter, that's run by it's a socialist organization. It's run by lesbians that are anti-men. You know this.
Why do you? I don't know this, but
they're anti-men because they're anti-men. They'll go on the site. The founders of Black Stalin killed over 25 million.
Yes.
They were socialist communists. Hitler was
But you're talking about, what about the people say, man, you just naming some of the worst types of socialism in the and I'm just asking.
Okay, look at Venezuela. Well, Venezuela is a fucking shithole. It's a socialist country.
Yeah.
Any country that's tried to be socialist, communist, it doesn't work because everything is not even. If I'm willing to work harder than you, that's why capitalism works. If I work harder than you,
then I should get more.
I should get more money. Yeah. I work 100 hours, you work 20. How come we should get the same? That doesn't fucking work, man. But that's how people want it.
No, that ain't how nature works, man. That ain't how nothing works.
That's why people envy people that have money. It's like that guy that was a fucking nobody, or that corporation that's a corporation. At one point in time, that was all business, Furby. At one point in time. Right. But the corporation, whatever. I mean, opportunity waits for no one. It's the same thing with recessions. They come every 10 years. If you're broke during a recession, that's bad times for you. But if you got money during bad times,
yeah, you could buy everything.
You start buying everything in sight.
Yep,
you see what I'm saying? So every year, we got this housing bubble right now.
I know.
It's gonna burst. It's gonna burst.
You sold any? Do you have?
I sold my house
during this.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought about selling some stuff too, man, because it's so high. And that buy low, sell high mentality is just there. But I kind of like the property. Either way, with real estate is a little different because if you're renting it, it's beneficial either way. You know what I mean? That's great.
Yeah, man.
That's
so
great. And lived in it,
put money into it, worked on it, all that. So I mean, honestly, I wish I would have kept it if I had to do it again.
Pig in the backyard, bro.
Yeah, I wish I would have kept it, man. I mean, I probably could have gotten more for it.
Now,
right?
Yeah, but the really nice, huge, they look like Home Alone. Okay, for this house, I didn't put one piece of wood in there. I just had somebody go over there and probably gave them about $700. Cleaned it up a little bit, took a couple pictures, listed it, and not even a year and a half later, I sold that house for $180K.
That's awesome, man.
You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, man, like, you gotta really pay attention to your money in the markets. You can't just get caught up. Not you, but I'm talking to the people. Men especially, we try to be for the whole breed. You can't just get caught up in the news and the media and what their market. You gotta remember they're marketing as well. But you know what I'm saying?
Listen, 100% for me. Don't watch the fucking news. I don't watch the news. I have fucking Netflix. I watch fucking documentaries. I don't watch any news. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I know that Ukraine was invaded, but whatever. I know fucking, like I said, this fucking guy's an idiot, but you see that on social media.
Who, Biden?
What a bumbling idiot he is. Yeah. He fell off his bike, bro. He fell off. Bro, on the right foot. On the foot that you
I don't like him. I don't like him.
I
don't like him at all. Don't like him at all.
Embarrassing, man. Embarrassing.
I do not like him at all. I will say that.
All right, so anything else that you fucking want to talk about?
Hey, man, we just come and kick it. When I tap in with 40-Old Breed, I come in, ask you some questions that ain't nobody else gonna ask you. You usually ask me some questions. Anything you got to answer?
Man, I just, like I said, I want you to give me tidbits of what, because I know you were fired up about something. I want to like pick through your, what is it? What? Because I always loved the.
Okay, I get what you're asking me. So I got this thing that I always say, and I want to know if you agree. If you do agree, go in on it a little bit, bro. I say it like this. Well, I'm gonna clean it up. Vagina has no value whatsoever. It's all, you know what I mean? I say that all the time, but in America, they tell a lot of these women, like, because you have that physical part on you, you're bringing a value. No, it's what's attached to it. We're talking about the world we live in, where you're chasing excellence, and it's just, you see it every day. It's like, we just talked about reproductive rights. Hear it all the time. A girl having in a thing, I'm foreign this, foreign that, got a flag from another one. But you said it before, you was like, the most desired thing in the world is the American man. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about value. We're talking about sex roles, and I don't mean like sexual. What you got to say about that when it comes to like what men that just value the physical sex and it really is on some simp shit, or women that think because they're is value, and it's like, look, somebody will have sex with you, but ain't nobody gonna be investing in you, taking care of you, leading you. You understand what I'm saying? It's no real value there, if that makes sense.
I mean, OnlyFans. There's definitely value to that. The porn industry,
right?
I mean,
but I'm not talking about that.
The porn industry
is
booming
in a heterosexual relationship. When they're talking about two people together trying to do something, it's a lot of people that assume that because she's bringing that to the table, that's all she needs to bring. Do you agree with that, or you disagree?
Well, I can only go back
because you always talk about the women staying home, taking care of the family. I guess that kind of teeters that line.
Yeah, but
I don't agree with that.
Psychologically speaking, men, if you world, I think it's either the world or the United States procreate only 40%.
Well, duh.
But 40%, there's 60% of a society that they're not having sex with women, Ferb.
Well, I mean, to procreate.
I think to have sex. I think more women are having sex than men. The thing is that women are having sex with 10% or 5% of the population because, like I said, I think it's the high status men or the guys that have more money that are pretty much getting all the ass. I mean, guys
don't say getting the ass ain't it's the opposite.
Do men want to be with women or no?
Yes, of course. Cool, but there's more.
Of course.
No, but I'm saying
a good woman. Of course, there's many things. A good woman has many assets. Not
but
just
the ass
body.
Is always the goal.
Attraction.
Don't pop out on no date with P.
I mean, what do we? Yeah, of course.
Hey, what about these videos you see lately where the girl goes on a date with the dude, but she not gonna have sex with him, so he be like, all right, walk home.
Wait, are we talking about first date?
First happen. These guys are doing that, and there's these girls that are like, you know what? I got what my mom taught me. I'm not about to give up no dates. That's what you do. You just shoot out of the phone.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm
done.
You ain't got time for the game.
I don't got time, but like I said, I'm not in that time in my life.
But a lot of connect.
Don't we all? I mean, come on.